What's up, guys? Sean from Srkcycles.com, and I'm here with a 2008 Harley Davidson Softail Custom. This is an awesome motorcycle. I'm going to tell you guys all about it. Cue the intro. So I feel like the Softail Custom is kind of one of those underrated Harley Davidsons that there's not that much buzz about. Maybe because they don't change them that much, although they have changed a lot in the recent years. But they are great bikes. It is in the Softail family. And the biggest difference, this compared to, the other things, is just the ergonomics of it. So when you're sitting on the bike, instead of like the touring bikes, where your foot would be right here, your feet are up here and you're kicking back on pegs. It's much more of a, chopper-esque feeling to it. Obviously, it's not a chopper, but it does have more rake than the other bikes. And you're kind of, you kind of lean back, and it's kind of more of a feeling like this, instead of, more of the upright they would be on an Ultra Classic. I love these bikes. It's in the Softail family, so it's got a nice soft ride. I think they're beautiful looking bikes. This is the Softail Custom. It's 2008, so it is rocking the 6-speed transmission, the 96 cubic inch motor, which lasts a long time. And the Softail Custom, compared to the Softail Standard, the Softail Custom has a lot more chrome. You notice chrome, the polished wheels, the chrome front end, the chrome, all the chrome up here. Just a lot more chrome. Beautiful bikes. Let's get our gear on. Let's take this thing for a spin. All right, guys, before we jump on this hog and ride off into the sunset, never to be seen again, let's do the words of wisdom. John 14:1, do not let your heart be troubled. Believe in God. Believe also in me. That would be Jesus talking. Amen. Man, it's going to be a hot one. All right, let's put on the M1 Moto gloves. Yeah. One of the only gloves trusted to be lined with Kevlar. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna admit it. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of the Softail Customs or Softail Standards, and I'll tell you why. Well, what changed my mind was jumping on a nice, unmolested Softail. I feel like there's so many Softails out there that are just modded up, and they have, okay, let me prove my point. There's not a single skull or spike on this bike. Instantly makes it one of the most rare, most awesome Softail Customs out there. I just can't stand that stuff. I don't think it looks good at all. I think it looks dumb. I think it's tacky. This thing's pretty close to stock with a few, little tasteful Harley Davidson accents, and I think it just feels perfect. The exhaust is loud, but it's tasteful. You know what I mean? It's not like, just like screaming and like you're riding a bike, the bike is on, it's loud, but you could actually, start it up without waking the dead. So we actually had two bikes exactly like this, identical to this, and this one was my favorite. And when I hopped on it, I just fell in love with just the way it sits, the ergonomics. It's kind of a laid back style of riding. So what's going on is, instead of the weight being like all in your butt, you kind of have weight on your back. So you're kind of actually using your arms to hold yourself up a little bit. Which a big old backrest, like 70s style, would be awesome, and would just make this like a couch, basically a recliner. Now when you're sitting on like a touring bike, one of the touring Harleys, your feet are like more, down here, and you're sitting more upright. This, you're kind of more leaning back, a little more of a slouch position, which is what I learned at super camp. You're supposed to be slouching when you ride a dirt bike. that's what you do. I don't know. Great power. The 96 cubic inch is a great motor. They stepped up in size, they stepped up in little technology, and they stepped up in power, of course, from the 88. I think the 96 cubic inch came out somewhere around 06. Someone will correct me on that, don't worry. But it really is a great motor, and I've seen tons of these motors do, you know, 100K. There's, honestly, most Harley Davidson motors can do well over 100,000 miles. You just gotta, you know, maintain them. It's like everything else. In the same way that, you know, Corvette uses older technology to accomplish what they want, they keep on improving and improving, you know, the push rod motor. Harley does a very similar thing. It's just that Harley's goal is not necessarily all the power that you can get out of a 96 or a 114 or a 117. Obviously you can get more power out of those motors than what they're doing, but they have other restrictions and other priorities, you know. Unlike Ducati, where Ducati's goal is just getting, you know, all the power they can out of the motors, and Ducatis are very maintenance intensive. If you notice, the handlebars are, you know, a couple inches lower. That's about level with my shoulders. It's very, very comfortable. They kind of turned in. You know, drag bars a lot of times put a little stress on your wrist. This is very, you know, it's like I'm shaking a hand. I think these are aftermarket bars. I don't know. You really just, the power band is just effortless. You just roll on the throttle and you're just right there. It really is a fun bike to ride. Now, if you're looking at who should be riding this bike, this is not really it's an entry-level bike if the weight doesn't scare you, if the weight does not intimidate you. A lot of times you need to, you know, you acquire what I call motorcycle balance, and it's what you know. You have a big strong man. I've seen big guys, 350 pounds, think that V-Star 650 is too heavy, and I'm like, come on, man, you know, you move around a lot of weight. This is not too heavy for you. There's girls, 110-pound girls who are driving, you know, ultra classics, and you're complaining about this. All right, let's do a 0 to 60 run on this thing. Oh, there. This is rocking the 6-speed gearbox, which came standard in 2008 on every Harley except for the Sportster. And you can just roll. It's got great power. It's got plenty. It's got enough power at all the gears that even when you're cruising on the highway, keeping up with traffic, you can just roll on its top in top gear and just, you know, pass the truck. Because we all know that as a motorcyclist, you never want to be too close to a truck. You just don't know what's going to happen. Tires blow out, whatever. So would this be my bike of choice for a long ride? Probably not personally. I think after a while I would start getting a little bit of back pain. Now if I know this is super dumb and super old man, but if I could have if I put a backrest on this, yes, I would just love it. I would just fall in love. Kick your feet out like this and just recline the whole way across the country. What also counts as a backrest is putting a girl in the back, and then she's got a backrest, and then you just lean up on her as long as she'll let you. This bike has 21,000 miles, not even been broken in yet. Guys, this bike is for sale at Srkcycles.com. We'll see you guys later. Don't forget, if you're looking to buy new motorcycle gloves, get the M1 Moto Gloves a check out. Check them out. We're getting a lot of great feedback. People are really loving these gloves. I love them. And I know we have not released a video yet. Maybe by the time you're watching this, we have. But we did some insane tests on these gloves. Like real world testing. And they've exceeded expectations. Alright guys, that wraps it up. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going.